Solve the system using substitution. The system is negative 6x minus 6y equals 24 and negative 4x minus 7y equals 7. The first thing we need to do to solve the system using substitution is take one of the equations and solve for one of the variables. We could pick either equation and solve for either variable, but looking at these two equations, I'm going to choose to take the first equation because although x and y don't have a positive 1 coefficient or a negative 1 coefficient, I'm just looking at the coefficients of negative 6, and 24 and seeing that the numbers maybe relate a little bit nicer than the negative 4, negative 7, and 7 in the second equation. There's really not a right or wrong answer with this system, but I'm going to choose to use that first equation and I'm going to solve for x. So I'm taking negative 6x minus 6y equals 24. And first I'm going to add 6y to both sides of the equation. And then I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by negative 6. So that will give me x equals negative y minus 4. Now I can take that expression for what x equals from the first equation, and I can substitute that expression for x in the second equation, that negative 4x minus 7y equals 7. So now that will be negative 4, but it's not x anymore. Remember, we're substituting that in for negative y minus 4. So that would then be minus 7y equals 7 to finish the equation. We can now solve this equation for y. We can distribute the negative 4, so that will be positive 4y plus 16 minus 7y equals 7. 4y minus 7y equals negative 3y plus 16 equals 7. Subtracting 16 from both sides gives us negative 3y equals negative 9. And dividing both sides by negative 3 gives us that y equals 3. So we found half of our solution. We found the value for y. Now to find the value for x, we need to take that value of y equals 3, and substitute it into one of the equations from the system. Now you could use an original equation, but why don't we take that first equation, negative 6x minus 6y equals 24, and we wrote it where we solved for x. We wrote x equals negative y minus 4. So since that's already solved for x, let's use that to solve for x when we have our value for y. We'll have x equals negative, now we know y equals 3, then minus 4. So negative 3 minus 4 means that x equals negative 7. So if x equals negative 7 and y equals 3, we have our ordered pair, if we put them together, of negative 7, 3. We could check this solution by substituting in that x and y value into both of the original equations, and they would produce true statements. So that means our answer is negative 7, 3. So choice B.